Have you ever wondered if the small things we do every morning actually affect our health and longevity? It might seem insignificant, but the truth is morning habits, whether good or bad, can make a big difference between a day filled with energy and clarity and a day riddled with health challenges. Let's explore this through a true story. This morning, in the peaceful town of Maplewood, New Jersey, 72-year-old Eleanor Thompson passed away suddenly. She was a beloved woman, always full of energy and zest for life. So what happened? The cause, heartbreakingly, stemmed from a small mistake she made every morning, a mistake that thousands of people over 70 are still repeating daily without realizing it. This shows that, as we age, our bodies become more sensitive to small habits. Habits that may seem harmless in our youth can accumulate and cause serious health consequences. Therefore, recognizing and adjusting morning mistakes becomes crucial, not only to extend lifespan, but also to ensure a healthy, happy, and independent life. In this video, we'll uncover 4 common morning mistakes you might be making without realizing it. These mistakes aren't just bad habits. They can directly impact your cardiovascular system, circulation, balance, and even your brain function. The most concerning thing is that most people over 70 commit at least one of these mistakes every morning. But don't worry, the good news is that once you become aware of them, you can easily modify them and avoid potential risks. And remember, the last mistake, the least talked about, is one of the most dangerous. Many older adults don't even realize they're making it, but it can significantly increase the risk of falls, dizziness, and even heart problems. So, let's begin exploring these mistakes, starting with the first one, the one that seems the most harmless: bolting out of bed too quickly. You might think that jumping out of bed as soon as the alarm rings is a great way to start the day, but for older adults, this simple habit can lead to dizziness, a sudden drop in blood pressure, and even dangerous falls. Why is that? As we age, our circulatory system doesn't adjust as quickly as it used to. After hours of lying down, blood pools in the lower part of the body. If you suddenly sit up or stand up too quickly, your blood pressure can drop dramatically. This is called orthostatic hypotension, and it's why so many people over 70 experience dizziness or lightheadedness in the morning. You may have experienced this feeling, a racing heartbeat, a spinning head, and you have to grab onto something to stay balanced. That's a sign that your body isn't ready for the sudden change in position. And if you're not careful, that moment of instability can lead to a fall, an event that can have serious consequences for your health. To illustrate this further, let's look at the case of Edward, 74, in Phoenix, Arizona. He was a healthy and active man, but he always had the habit of jumping out of bed as soon as he woke up. Every morning, he would wake up, swing his legs over the side of the bed, and stand up immediately. He never thought much about it, until one morning he saw stars for a split second and lost his balance. Luckily, he fell back onto the bed, but things could have been much worse. He could have broken a bone, suffered head injury, or even been hospitalized. That's when he realized he needed to change how he started his day. So what's the solution? Instead of bolting out of bed in a rush, follow this simple but effective 3-step process. Gentle awakening. Take a few deep breaths and wiggle your fingers and toes to stimulate blood circulation. Imagine you're gently waking up your body slowly, not shocking it awake. Then, sit up slowly, roll over to your side, and sit up gradually, keeping your feet on the floor. Give your body time to adjust, to allow the blood to circulate more evenly. Finally, stabilize before standing. Take a moment to stabilize, move your ankles, stretch, and give your body a few seconds to adjust. Feel for stability and solidness before you stand. It might seem like a small change, but this simple habit can significantly reduce the risk of dizziness, loss of balance, and falls. The second mistake, a mistake that's often overlooked but is extremely important, is skipping drinking water in the morning. We often think that drinking water is only important when we feel thirsty, but the truth is, our bodies have become dehydrated after a long night. You might not think of hydration as something urgent in the morning, but after hours of sleep, your body is in a state of slight dehydration. For older adults, that can have significant consequences. When you sleep, your body continues to work. Organs function, lungs breathe, and the body loses fluids through respiration and perspiration. By the time you wake up, your blood is slightly thicker, circulation is slower, and your body is operating at a slight deficit. If you don't replenish that fluid quickly, it can contribute to problems like high blood pressure, poor circulation, and even increase the risk of stroke or heart attack. Dehydration can also cause constipation, fatigue, and reduce your ability to concentrate. Let's look at the case of James, 76, in Boston, Massachusetts. He was a healthy man, but he always had the habit of waking up and going straight for his morning cup of coffee. That was his routine for decades. He never thought much about it. But as he got older, he started experiencing occasional dizziness and mental fogginess in the morning. He felt tired and had difficulty focusing. His doctor recommended he try drinking water before doing anything else when he woke up. Within a couple of weeks, he noticed a difference. He felt more alert, his headaches became less frequent, and his energy levels improved. He also noticed that his digestion became easier. Water is essential to keep the blood flowing properly, help the kidneys function efficiently, and reduce stress on the heart. Drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning helps kickstart metabolism, hydrates the organs, and helps your blood circulation function as it should. For those who struggle with digestion, morning hydration can help things move along smoothly. If you're someone who doesn't typically drink water in the morning, start with something simple, a small glass right after you wake up. Keep it beside your bed if that makes it easier. If you're someone who enjoys warm drinks, warm water with a bit of lemon can be a great substitute. The third mistake to avoid is drinking coffee before eating anything. Coffee is a familiar and beloved beverage for many, especially in the morning. However, for older adults, drinking coffee before eating can have negative impacts on health. Why is that? For many people, the morning doesn't officially begin until they've had their first cup of coffee. It's a routine that's been in place for decades. Wake up, brew a fresh cup, and start the day. But here's the thing. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach can be one of the worst things you do for your body, especially after the age of 70. When you wake up, your stomach is empty and your body is in a vulnerable state. Your blood sugar is low, your digestive system is just getting started, and your cortisol levels, the body's natural stress hormone, are at their highest. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach can spike your cortisol even higher, which can lead to increased stress on the body, digestive discomfort, and even long-term issues like acid reflux or stomach irritation. The caffeine in coffee stimulates the production of stomach acid, and when there's no food to neutralize the acid, it can irritate the lining of the stomach, leading to heartburn, indigestion, and even stomach ulcers. Also, coffee has a diuretic effect, which can dehydrate the body if you're not drinking enough water. Let's look at the case of Robert, 75, in Chicago, Illinois. He was a coffee lover, and he always started each morning the same way. Black coffee first, food later. He didn't think anything of it until he started experiencing more frequent bouts of acid reflux. He felt discomfort after eating, and he frequently had heartburn at night. At first, he blamed spicy foods or old age, but after talking to his doctor, he learned that drinking coffee before eating was putting unnecessary stress on his digestive system. He started eating a small snack, something light like a banana or a handful of nuts, before drinking his coffee, and within a couple of weeks, the discomfort improved significantly. He felt more comfortable after eating, and he no longer experienced heartburn at night. The key takeaway here isn't about giving up coffee, it's about adjusting the timing. Eating a small snack before that first cup of coffee helps buffer the acidity, stabilize your blood sugar, and reduce the stress response in your body. Finally, the fourth mistake, and perhaps the most dangerous one, is ignoring morning stiffness and moving too quickly. Many of us, especially as we get older, often feel stiffness in the morning. It's a familiar sensation, and we often dismiss it, assuming it's just a part of the aging process. However, ignoring stiffness and trying to move too quickly can lead to serious consequences. Many people wake up, feel a bit of stiffness in their joints, and assume it's just a normal part of aging. They try to push through it, move quickly, and don't think much about it until one wrong step leads to pain, injury, or even a serious fall. When you sleep, your muscles and joints stiffen up due to reduced movement and circulation. This is especially common in older adults, as the body naturally produces less synovial fluid, the lubricant that helps joints move smoothly. Let's look at the case of Walter, 78, in Denver, Colorado. He was an active man, and he always tried to maintain an active lifestyle. However, he frequently felt stiffness in the morning, and he would often ignore it and try to move as normal. Then one morning, as he was walking toward the bathroom, he took a step, lost his balance, and fell hard on his hip. He broke his hip and had to undergo months of rehabilitation. That single moment led to months of recovery, all because he hadn't taken a few extra minutes to warm up his body before moving. So, how do you avoid this mistake? Even before you sit up in bed, take a few moments to wake up your joints. Start with gentle movements, wiggling your fingers and toes, rotating your ankles, stretching your arms. Then, while still lying down, do a few knee lifts or slow leg rotations to loosen up your hips. When you sit up, rotate your shoulders, take deep breaths, and perform gentle stretches before standing. Give your body time to warm up, to allow your joints to be lubricated, and to allow your muscles to be prepared for activity. In conclusion, small habits in the morning can make a big difference in your health and longevity. Take the time to make these small adjustments to protect your body and enjoy a healthier and more active life. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more helpful health tips for older adults. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Thank you for watching. Always remember that health is our most precious asset, and taking care of our health every day is a worthwhile investment for the future.